Hello, what's up, guys? Welcome to our System channel. Welcome to today's series on Python tutorials for beginners. So, in today's episode, we'll be learning all about variables. Okay, so we'll define the variables. I'll actually explain more into variables. Then I actually tell you how they can be applicable. Okay, so what's a variable? Variable is like a memory. We can store something in it. Okay, so let's say, for instance, we have a box. Okay. And inside that the box, I put 10 inside, okay? Whenever I want the 10, okay, all I have to do is tell Python, like, print the variable name. So if I tell it to print the variable name, it will actually give me the value that's in the variable. Okay, you can see right here, I told it print box, actually gave me 10, okay? But you should know that if you do something like this, okay, if you put inside those signs right there, if you tell it to print, okay, if you tell it to print, it actually print out box, okay, because this is a string, okay, it's a string. So if you tell it to print out a string, it actually put out a string. So if you want to access a variable, you just have to write it like that. There's no need to put those signs, okay. So till now we know we have two parts. We have the variable name and the value that's supposed to be within the variable. Okay. So the next thing we're gonna learn that variables, okay, variables have values, but the values may be of different types. Okay, maybe of different types. So it can be a variable. It's still a variable, but can hold values of different types. Okay, so let me pull out a few variables, then we'll work through each one of them. Let me minimize that. Okay, let's put and in fact, knowing the type of variable that you're dealing with, the value that it contains, is actually very crucial. As we'll learn in the future tutorials, it's actually very crucial to know what type of value you're dealing with. Okay, so that's a list. Okay. Then, okay, so you can see that right there from there. If you actually want to access any of these things, let's say you want to access listing. Okay, print it out. There you have it. Okay, but you can see right here, it has okay, but I didn't put any spacings here. But you can actually see right here there is a paper 8 message missing white space after. Okay, we'll actually learn about the paper 8, but just as a like quick descriptions, just that's rules that are used to make your code in Python look cleaner. Okay, so right now what it's telling me is that I actually have to add spaces right like that. Okay, so it actually helps a lot in actually making your code in a much more organized manner. Okay, so that was how the variables work. So all you need to know is that they're like memory. You put in a value. Whenever you want to access the value that's within it, you just call in the variable name instead of actually getting the actual value. Okay, and this is actually what is being used in like registration systems, in like websites, so many things. Like you do not know. They say you have like a newsletter. Well, the customer puts in the name and email address. Okay, so what you'll do, you actually find a name variable and the email variable. Okay, so whenever the user comes in and puts in their unique name and their unique email address, your program will access it using the variable name. So by getting the variable name, it will actually be getting the value, the unique value of that customer, the unique value. Okay, so that is how you can actually, that's one use that you can actually use. The other use that you can actually use is like when you want, let's say, I did a similar project where I was doing a MATLAB. You can actually see it it will come at the end. It's the Madlib project. I actually also used variables, and I actually used the input statement we should be learning in the next tutorial, but you can take a look at it. It can actually get you very well acquainted. Okay, so the next thing I'll be teaching you guys today, it will actually be just like a bonus lesson, because this is probably everything you needed to know about variables. Is the type built-in method. Okay, the type built-in method. So with the type built-in method, you can actually deduce the type of value that's within a variable, that being one of its uses. Okay, so it takes only one argument, as I'll be teaching you guys today. So I want to print out whatever the type built-in function returns. Okay, so what I'll be doing here is I'll be checking what type of value do each of these variables have. Like I said earlier, you have to know the type of value that your variable has. It's actually very important to know what you're dealing with. Okay, so let me start with a string. Okay, print type of string. What type we have in the first variable, string? So if I print this out, you'll see it has class stir, which is to mean it's a class string. Okay, and if you were to go on to the next variable, as you can see right here, okay, okay, integer. So if I were to print this out, it will bring me class int, which is to mean it's a class integer, so it's an integer. Okay, if I go to the next variable, it's a floating. Let me print it out. You can see it's class float, which is the floating point number. So if you're keen, you will actually see that integer and the floating values are all 10s. Okay, but in integer it's a 10, and at the float is 10.0, meaning it has a decimal point. Okay, so in Python, any regular numbers are integers, and ones that have decimal points like this one are floating point numbers. The next variable we have a boolean. Is boolean. So okay, so is boolean only has two values, and as you've already guessed it, it can be a true, can be a false. Only two values, and as you can see, when you check this type, it's class bool, which means the class boolean. Okay, going on to the last variable right here, listing. If you were to print it out, you can see it's a class list. Okay, and that will be the same if I had a dictionary here. Let me just have a dictionary. I say equals to. So the dictionary I'll actually be teaching you in the future, but just right now I'll just be showing you how you can actually deduce that's the dictionary using the type built-in function. So if I were to print it out like this, let me run it. There you can see the class dict, which means the class dictionary. Okay, so I hope you actually gained something today's tutorial, and I think that should be it for today's tutorial. If you have any question, just put it down in the comment section below. I'll gladly assist you in a way that I can. If you have any suggestion, put it down in the comment section below. Enjoy the video. You can tell me all about it in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit the likes button if you enjoyed the video. Also, subscribe to our channel so that you can get notified whenever I upload any Python related videos. So until next time, stay safe.